Hi everyone, this is Jim. Welcome to this Blitz chess postmortem video. This is a postmortem of my Blitz chess game number 127, where I was black. My opponent kicked off with e4 and I played e6, the French defense. And he encountered he countered with this very unusual move c3. You see, there's no games like that in the database. If we look at the most common move here, all the way up to the top, is d4. Very logical, putting another pawn in the center. And then there are other possibilities, d3, queen e2. There's this knight line that Fischer used to play. I forget which one of those. Didn't have much success with that. He gave it up after a while. So c3 my opponent played is one of those unusual moves. I play d5, looks like a normal response, just staking out your claim to the center, and then e5 is the best reply here, and the only move that's in the opening book. And the engine, thinks e5 gives roughly an equal game. After h3, black has a significant advantage. So let's go ahead and look at the notation. I mean, it's not actually winning a pawn here, because I play d takes e4, he plays queen a4 check, and he gets the pawn back. So knight c6, queen takes, but he's lost a number of. He's behind in development now. He's had to move the queen a number of times, and I'm going to follow up with knight f6 and force the queen to move again. Queen went to c2, and now the best way to press the advantage is probably e5 here. I played b6. It's a little bit of a slower development. You know, the same idea. You need to give this bishop here some life. This bishop already has a diagonal, and so I guess we play e5. Maybe this bishop would go to c5, something like that. And also e5 would clamp down on his move d4. So yeah, e5 has a lot of logic behind it. I played b6, and you can see I'm letting him back in the game, basically. Knight f3, and after a few moves, it stays in this range of about even. Bishop e2. And now we're just getting on with our development. But because he wasted moves with the queen, I'm a couple steps up in development. I castle. And now d4. Yeah, I was sort of expecting him to play that. So yeah, that shows how e5 would have been a better move, because I have an immediate counter to d4 there. But still, black is better here slightly. Although e5, h6, yeah, h6 is okay. I just don't want this pin here. a3, maybe that's kind of a wasted move. Knight e7. Yeah, so I'm just bringing my pieces over to the king side, and he plays c4. So this is interesting, I thought. He's trying to get some action going with his pawns in the center. Also, that gives his knight a square on c3, and then this bishop has a good diagonal. So he's kind of slowly solving his development problems. So I play c5 right away. I want to open things up before he has a chance to complete his development. And so he played bishop e3. And now knight f5 is a good move. I missed this idea in the game. Knight f5 hits the pawn and the bishop. And if pawn takes, let's play this out a little bit. This is a variation. If he plays pawn takes, then just knight takes e3. It's a tempo move because it hits the queen. F takes e3, and then you can recapture here. And this is just good for black. White's pawns are messed up, and black still has the advantage in the development and the bishop pair. So good for black to go ahead and throw in this move, knight f5. And the important thing is that when you take the bishop, it comes with a tempo on the queen. This idea crops up in a few variations later in the game too. Knight takes d4 here, knight b5. Again, knight f5 is a good idea. Don't have to worry about the knight taking a pawn over here. Is that right? Knight f5. Say he tries to snag a pawn. Bishop to b8. Knight back to b5. And knight takes e3. And knight to e4. So just a dominating position. The bishops, I guess it doesn't matter. You've sacked a pawn over here. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, you've sacked a pawn. You have the same amount of material. Otherwise, you have the bishop pair, and this is rated as minus 1.5, and so that's in favor of black quite strongly. So I guess this is just a positional advantage. You have your bishops on open diagonals pointing at the king. You've got your dominating knight here in the center, and he hasn't even developed one of his pieces there. So an interesting way to play. A little hard to see in a blitz game. I don't mind missing that. I just played the simple bishop b8, which retains some advantage for black. I'm just defending my pawn, and the bishop is still on a good diagonal, and it also opens up lines for the other pieces to get the bishop out of the way. It's no longer blocking the queen. Okay, so the game continued b4. Now I played knight f5, harassing his bishop. He throws in rook d1, and once again there's this idea. I could go ahead and take the bishop here, because if he takes my queen, I take his queen. So I didn't really have to move my queen out of the way, but it's still good for black. Bishop to c1, rook fd8. I played knight h4 here. Yeah, I could have just challenged the rook in the center here. But I saw this, there was this weak pawn over here on g2. And so I was expecting him to play g3 and knight f3 check. Yeah, I was expecting this line. Instead, he played knight d4, just sort of ignoring this. Yeah, so this just gives me an advantage here. Although it says bishop takes g2 is the most precise way to play it. I played knight takes, because f3, and then I went knight f4. So bishop to f1, yeah, protecting his pawn, doesn't want to exchange that bishop off. And now rook fd8. Yeah, I guess this is all just winning. So he's just in sad shape because of his lack of development. But he keeps playing here, and I don't have a great material advantage. It's just one pawn at this point. So I played knight to g6. It says here I should play knight 6 to h5. Okay, just coming in with the knights. Yeah, I wanted to retreat this knight so I could play bishop to bishop here, pinning the knight. But he immediately played bishop b2, so my plan was not that great. But anyway, I do get the idea of getting this knight back into the game with knight h4. What, queen c7 it says is good here. Ah, yes, queen c7. Excellent move, because it puts the queen and the bishop on this battery, threatening mate here, and also attacking this pawn this way. Okay, didn't notice that. Knight h4, knight d2, and now e5, kicking this knight away. And it's interesting, the computer's recommending queen e3 and just losing the knight here, huh? Okay, he played a more natural move, knight c2, and now rook takes d2. Yeah, it pops up right away. It's funny, I didn't see this. I did right away. But after he takes back, I have this fork, and I thought I was just getting my material back, but I'm actually winning a piece here because this rook is undefended here. King f2, and then queen c3. His last mistake, because now the king and the queen are in a forking position there. So he resigned at this point. So anyway, a couple of cute tactics at the end there, and I need to play a few more games like this to get my rating up. Yeah, so this is the tactical quiz for this game. I gave it away because the answer was played, but this is a nice position to study, a typical kind of tactic. If you see a knight that's guarding something that's attacked, you know, just getting rid of that knight and replacing it with another piece means that the knight so when a knight is defending a square which is attacked by a knight, you have to always consider whether getting rid of this knight would lead to a fork, because once this knight is gone and you can take here, the trade has brought another piece to that square, and if there's just another piece sitting here, then you've got a fork set up. So take, and there, and that's the fork. So common tactical motif. It's worth remembering. Pops up a lot because it's kind of one step removed from just the immediate fork, and it looks like this square is defended twice already, and so you're chasing one knight away with this move e5, and then you can just take the other knight. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed that. Leave any comments you have in the section below, and I'll see you again later. Bye.